what's up guys, Benny here, and welcome to the best settings for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'll be giving you the best controller settings, the best audio, graphics, everything you need so you can play Black Ops 6 to the highest possible level. So if you are new around here, please take a second, hit the subscribe button and enjoy. So first things first, let's hop into our controller settings. The first setting you're going to want to change is your button layout. If you play with a controller with paddles like I do, I use default, but if you're using a regular controller, you're going to want to use tactical so you can slide, dive, crouch, drop shot without having to take your right thumb off of your thumbstick. So that's depending on what you're playing on. Then I run a 6.6 sensitivity. However, you can also run a 7.7. I would choose between those two. I've always been a slower sense player, as when I competed, I was an AR and I played on a 2.2, which seems crazy to me now, but 6.6 is what I personally prefer. Then all the rest of these settings are turned off. Controller vibration especially. I don't understand people that can deal with their controller vibrating whilst they're shooting. It's just gonna send your shots all over the place. The next important setting that you're going to want to change though is your dead zone inputs. And there's a few little tricks here that you're going to want to be aware of. So you're gonna want to press X or square to expand these settings. Now, these settings are different to every single person's controller. And what you want to do is you want to drop your left stick and right stick min as low as you can without getting stick drift. So without seeing these thumbsticks move like just randomly off to the left. So you'll just be aiming and you're suddenly just slowly going that way. For me, that's 3-3 on both thumbsticks. Then drop your left stick and right stick max to 75. This means that if you overextend your movement, you've just got a lot more kind of range to work with. It means you can just be a little bit more reactive. Genuinely makes your controller feel a lot more responsive and is one thing that I've changed with Black Ops 6. Then your left and right trigger, get that as low as possible without randomly ADSing and firing. And my controller for that is a 1-1. So it means I can get my shots off as soon as I possibly can. Then you're gonna head over to aiming, and these menus are a lot more complicated than previous games. They've got so much stuff hidden all over the place. You're going to expand that sensitivity multiplier, and then down low here, you'll find your ADS sensitivity multiplier down here. It used to be under sensitivity, but they've moved it into aiming, and you're going to want to drop that to a 0.8 on both of these. That just means that when you're ADS, your 6.6 sensitivity is going to feel more like a 4.8. So you can kind of make those micro adjustments, flick up to the head, or kind of like just target a little bit easier when you're aim down sight. Then look at versions on foot. You're going to then want to go into your aiming advanced settings. Now, these are some important settings. First of all, ADS sensitivity transition timing. That's how quickly ADS change takes into account. So you go from a 6 to a 4.8. You want that instant. So you've got the best control. Don't have it gradual. You want to have it so as soon as you press ADS, you've got that 4.8 sensitivity. Then we've got third person ADS correction type precision. Never play third person. Aim response curve, I use dynamic. Some people have been finding it better with linear. This is personal preference. It's all about the acceleration of your thumbstick when you're playing. So how quickly it transitions. Dynamic is probably the best for the majority of players. Linear feels weird and takes some time getting used to. Target aim assist is then on, and motion sensor you don't need to worry about. Then we head over to our movement, and this is probably one of the biggest discussions and one of the most important settings you need to be aware of in Black Ops 6. Now, I have it as on. You've probably seen a lot of videos going, yeah, have tac sprint assist and then change your sprint assist delay to 0, and it's brilliant. It's not. You're going to then have a much higher sprint to fire speed in the majority of your gunfights. You genuinely want to have that tac sprint as a manual option. Have sprint assist on, and because of the fast pace and the small nature of these maps, you will win a lot more close range gunfights than you are with that tac sprint always on. Remember, just to trigger the tac sprint, you just double tap your left thumbstick and you go, and then you have a lot more control, and you will find this a much better option than tactical sprint assist. If you don't believe me, try it out. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Then we've got our mantle assist. We're gonna have that off, and if you expand this, it's all off, and then the mantle assist angle you want is tight. Crouch assist is then off, tactical sprint off, corner slice, turn that off. You do not need it. It's a visual look, and it will just throw you off in certain situations. Slide/dive behavior, you're gonna have seen this a lot everywhere. Hybrid is the one to go for. It will take you some time to get used to, but with diving and sliding being core mechanics, I've always said your slide is your aggressive maneuver and your dive is your defensive to help you get out of gunfights. I think it's gonna be more prominent when we get back into Warzone, but movement behaviors, slide/dive behavior, please. Auto door peak, have that as off. Sprint restore on. Slide maintain sprint on. Parachute automatic behavior is off. Mantle cancels reload on. Then we go into our movement advanced settings. Now, this is what I have here. Sprint tactical behavior is toggle off. Grounded mantle off. Tactical sprint activation, single tap sprint. Plunging underwater free. It is so triggering, no pun intended, when you have to press your trigger to dive underwater. So when you're on low town, it's free. Just means that the water's, it's just fluid. It's really nice. And sprinting door bash on if you, for some reason, run through a door rather than shooting it open. Vehicle behaviors, you don't really need to be aware of just because you're not going to be getting in a vehicle whilst playing multiplayer. And then we go to our combat settings. ADS is hold, weapon mount, ADS melee, hold melee, apply one all at once, hold, press. Then combat advanced settings, if we go in here, D-pad is ping. Like you can kind of change your streaks if you want to, but pinging super helpful in this game. Weapon mount exit, change this to instant. So when you do mount, it's just super quick. Now in multiplayer, interact/reload behavior, I keep as tap to reload. Then when I'm playing Battle Royale, I switch it to prioritize interact. Small change just means that you don't find yourself randomly picking up weapons when you're trying to reload. It's quite triggering. I used to do it a lot in Modern Warfare 3. ADS stick swap off, on, and then prioritize finishing move. And then these are all the settings here. But if you go into your overlay as well, just change your inventory control to stick, but not really important for multiplayer. Next, I want to head into the audio settings because audio is super important for whatever console or platform you're playing on, whether you're on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, you want to get the audio settings right. Master gain volume is 100. You then want to expand that. Gameplay music 0, dialogue 20, effects volume is crucial. 100. Always have the highest, and then cinematic music volume off. It's just going to mean that you're going to be able to hear those footsteps as clear as possible. Then I use default system device, speaker output as stereo, audio mix I'm running as headphones currently, but Sucker Punch is going to give you that tightest dynamic range, so footsteps kind of are a lot clearer. And you'll probably have realized they've kind of removed the special headphone settings from the menu recently, that custom setting. It'll probably come back soon because it wasn't quite working, but this is what I'm currently running in the game. So change them if you haven't already. Then I want us to head into the interface, another set of settings that whatever platform you're on are going to be key to you. I don't change anything here, just have like your FPS, whatever you need. But we head over to readability, and then I'm going to head down to color customization. Now, something I really recommend doing, makes it a lot easier to spot enemies on the top compass, and also your minimap, change this to enemy. Hashtag FF00FF. It's a bright magenta pink. I am colorblind, but this makes it pop out for me, so easily be able to see where any enemies are. Yeah, just apply that. You can go through basic colors and maybe have like a bright green if that works best for you, but genuinely try this hex code and you won't be disappointed. I don't use any color filters or anything like that. But then we're going to go to our gameplay HUD. And this is pretty big this year. We've got a lot more customization and a lot more options to do with our gameplay HUD. Go to HUD bounds first and bring this all the way in. This means that your minimap is going to be way closer to the center of your screen, so you don't have to look as far. It genuinely helps you an awful lot. And also, there are some HUD presets, so I'm still using the default because that's what I'm used to, but you can kind of bring stuff in that you kind of like all redacted, all HUD elements are hidden. So if you want to kind of go and get some cool screenshots, that's quite a cool thing to have. But target tracker as well, kind of bringing those kind of like HUD elements like closer to the bottom middle of your screen, so you can check like your mini map just like looking down. Great options. Try different things out, see what works best for you, but I'm running standard. When you go to your visuals, minimap shape, have that as square. Compass type, I have it as horizontal, so it's across the top. So I can kind of get those red dots across there. Everything else is just kind of pretty standard to have. If we keep going through, you're gonna go down to your crosshair, and for the first time ever, you can change the color of your crosshair if you want it to pop out a little bit more. Does help with centering and make that center dot scale larger. And then that's all the settings I've changed within that section. We're then gonna head to graphics. Full screen exclusive, always play on it. 240 FPS, of course. On plus boost if you've got NVIDIA Reflex low latency, just gonna help give you the best performance possible. Focus mode 90, HDR off. Quality, weirdly, Fidelity CAS. Have this on and make sure it's maxed so you get the best kind of overall kind of like image. So Fidelity CAS strength at 100, NVIDIA DLS frame generation off. You do not want anything that is going to create artificial kind of frames or input, like I turn everything off. So you don't want things interfering with your game that's going to give you more input delay. There's a few things like that that will happen with your monitor. Text resolution, low, normal, off, then low, low, off, off, high for your shader quality, then optimized, local text streaming quality, normal, shadow quality, low, screen space shadows, off, occlusion and screen space lighting, low, screen space reflections, off, static reflection quality, low, tessellation, off, low, low, off, water caustics for water quality, because there is a bug at the moment that if you don't have that and you just have it off, water on low town is flickering like crazy. So I've just got that for now. Then view. Field of view, 115. 110 is also a great option if you're looking at deciding what to do. ADS field of view, make sure this is affected. It gives you less visual recoil. You then want world and weapon motion blur, both off. First person and third person camera to at least 50% so you don't get that head bob. And then I use inverted flashbang because I'm using an OLED monitor, and it is much better for your monitor to go to black than to a bright white because the LEDs just turn straight off. So it's actually a faster response time, very slightly in that way. It's a small thing. Those are my best settings. I hope they help you. I hope they make you a better player on Black Ops 6. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time for more. Thanks for watching. Bye.